once the pride of the Russian Navy, now a symbol of decay. The Admiral Kuznetsov, Soviet-born, fire-scarred and dock-bound for years, may be headed for the scrapyard. After decades of malfunctions, fires and failed overhauls, Moscow's last aircraft carrier could be decommissioned for good. But is this just the end of a cursed warship, or the collapse of Russia's carrier ambitions? Russia's only aircraft carrier, the aging Admiral Kuznetsov, may soon be decommissioned, potentially marking the end of Russia's carrier ambitions. A report published by Izvestia on July 11th suggests the Ministry of Defense is considering scrapping the Soviet-era vessel, which has been under protracted repair since 2018. The decision now rests with the Navy's top command and the United Shipbuilding Corporation. Senior naval leaders appear increasingly in favor of retiring the troubled ship. Admiral Sergei Avakyants, former Pacific Fleet commander, has openly questioned the relevance of conventional carriers.
They are just heavy platforms that can be destroyed in minutes with modern weapons.
Avakyants argues that the future lies in unmanned and robotic naval systems. If the overhaul is abandoned, he added, the only recourse would be to scrap the Kuznetsov. The carrier has been plagued by accidents, delays, and technical challenges over the years. Its decommissioning would mark a symbolic retreat from traditional blue water naval projection. However, critics within Russia's military establishment warn that doing away with carriers entirely could erode Moscow's stature as a maritime power, especially as the US, China, and India continue investing heavily in carrier-based capabilities. Not everyone agrees with writing off carriers. Former Russian Vice Admiral Vladimir Popelyaev insists they remain strategically essential. In his book, Aircraft Carrier, he describes such ships as indispensable for any nation seeking to project global influence. US military leaders echo this sentiment. Admiral Samuel Paparo, commander of the US Indo-Pacific Command, said, "Carriers provide unmatched mobility and strike capacity without the constraints of foreign basing." Still, the Admiral Kuznetsov's troubled history is hard to ignore. Commissioned in 1985 and last deployed to Syria in 2016, it has since become emblematic of the Russian Navy's logistical and technological struggles. Since entering dry dock in 2018, the carrier has suffered multiple setbacks. A massive hole in its deck caused by the sinking of a floating dock, fatal onboard fires, and continued delays due to sanctions and lack of access to Ukrainian engine facilities. Russia had initially aimed to return the ship to service by 2022, a deadline that slipped to 2024, then 2025. However, with major systems still in need of replacement and no timeline in sight, many analysts doubt it will ever sail again. Meanwhile, the construction of the Ivan Rogov-class amphibious assault ship suggests Russia is pivoting towards alternative naval platforms. But there is little indication of progress on the unmanned carrier concept touted by Admiral Avakyants. For now, the fate of the Admiral Kuznetsov remains a bellwether of Russia's evolving naval strategy and a reflection of the challenges facing a once formidable fleet.